Okay, in this video I'm going to show you exactly how we were able to achieve a 6.5x ROAS on a cold traffic VSL funnel using a proven system that actually works today. My name's Oscar, I've been running an info agency around the last 2 years, and we've been attributed to over $1 million in info product sales in the last 7 months alone. As you can see here is a screenshot from a client, $210,000 in a month, over $600,000 earned on what alone, not including other payment processes like Fanbasis or Stripe or any other random other processor that you can think of, right? Essentially, I'm going to be showing you our 4-step system, so our creative system, our cold traffic system, our back-end selling system, as well as our sales team system that has allowed us to consistently hit 6.5 to 10x ROAS on cold traffic VSL funnels for every single client we have been working with to this date. Now, the first thing we go into is our creative system. This is arguably the most important thing when it comes to ads, when it comes to creating converting ads. This consists of 3 things. Firstly is the analysis stage, which is around 20% of the work, the ideation stage, which is around 70% of the work, as well as then our writing stage, which is the last 10% of the work, as you can obviously see here. Now, the analysis stage, essentially what we're going to be doing is, if your client has been running ads to an existing audience, what you're going to look is you're going to pull the top spending active ads, plus new ads showing signs of life, and then copy the transcripts and the scripts of the ads into a Google Doc, and then read them to saturate your brain with what's working or what's not working. If your client has never ran ads before, or you have never ran ads before, you want to look at your competitors' top spending ads, do the exact same process, and essentially saturate your brain and understand what is working and what's not working. You're essentially looking for patterns. You're not looking for data. You're not collecting data. You're looking for patterns. You're looking for things that make people click, things that make people take a certain action, whether it be click on a landing page, book a call, register for a webinar, whatever it is. You need to understand a pattern in your niche or adjacent niches that clients are going after, so you can then go after it yourself. Step 2 is ideation. This is basically where you decide your awareness level split. So how many problem aware ads are you going to make, how many solution aware ads are you going to make, and how many product aware ads are you going to make, depending on your client or your ICP's awareness levels, essentially, right? Now, there are a few ways that we do this and a few ways that we actually go about ideating videos. The first stage is writing and getting and finding competitor swipe files, essentially swiping competitors winning ads directly from adjacent niches or direct competitors in your niche, and seeing what structures they run, what formats they're using that are working, and what formats you can maybe iterate on or improve on to then copy that winning format and then find a winner yourself. Next thing we do is find ad templates. So proven structural formulas that actually get results and cause people to take an action. For example, paradoxical questions, quiz openers, etc. Like, there's a lot I can go on about. The next thing is viral organic content. So looking at content your client or you have posted in the past that has gone viral, figuring out why it's gone viral, and figuring out what was scroll stopping about it that caused it to go so viral. Then turning those hooks and turning them into ads, essentially repurposing them entirely, right? Looking at ad comments. So for example, ads that you've run that have got a bunch of comments, or ads that competitors run that have got a bunch of comments. Read those comments, look at the high engagement ads and why those ads have been really, really high engagement, whether it was controversy, whether it was a take, whether it was something that was true that people were agreeing with, whether it was a comment CTA, which is obviously a completely different world. But look at those high engagement reactions and steal what reactions they're having. So for example, you can have like an ad where there's like a question above that someone's asked and a comment of a competitor answering that question and going through it. The next thing we can have is winning patterns. So obviously up here we've identified some winners and we've identified patterns. Looking at these ideas and looking at winners' patterns, dumping them into a big Claude file, and then finding what they have in common using the power of Claude. This is essentially a good way to seed new ideas and figure out new ideas. The next thing is emerging formats. So obviously at the moment in the day and age of AI, there are so many new formats that come out that heavily involve AI. I even saw one earlier that was literally just fully AI. It was like someone's knee, right? Fully AI type of thing, like the knee was talking. It was some crazy stuff, right? But looking at different animations, stick figures, etc., that grab attention, that scroll stop, that will then benefit you when it comes to CPMs, click-through rates, etc. Now, the last thing is wildcards. Everyone has really good ideas out of nowhere. Hit rate is obviously going to be lower on these, but it keeps your instinct sharp and keeps you learning and keeps you on your toes when it comes to finding new ads. And obviously, sometimes you're going to get some winners that are like, holy shit, this is going to really, really work. You try it and it actually works. That's like the best feeling, because it's literally a random idea that comes out of nowhere. And obviously step 3 is writing. Hook first. We always write our hooks. We figure out our winning hook library, and then we basically ideate on those. get 10 to 20 options on that, and then we iterate on the ones that show promise and the ones that actually we believe are going to convert. So like the best 5 to 7 out of those, we iterate on those to create eventually 10 to 20 hooks. Next thing is our body copy. Essentially, if we have a winning hook, the body is going to basically be there just to fill the gap, right? To fill the gap between the hook and the pitch. But essentially, all you can do, you can find winning hook examples, a raw idea, plus winning ad examples, and get Claude to literally say, write me an ad that starts with a hook based on these examples, right? It's very, very simple. Obviously, there's more to it than that, but like, very simple way to explain it. Now, the last thing is headlines. Pasting winning headlines plus the hook plus the body and generate quick options is the best way to do it, I found, with Claude. And the last thing is just understand the hook is 70-80% of your writing effort. Once it's right, AI will handle, the body very, very well, and will be able to guide the body very, very well, as well as our headlines very, very well. Now, what do you do when it comes to filtering broker leads, you may ask? We have a broker leads filter. So essentially this is a prompt we've written out, which is about 4 pages long. Essentially it gets rid of all of our broker leads. And now in market filter, obviously you've come up here and you've figured out ideation, how many ads you should be writing. Ideally you want to be targeting in market people, and 9 times out of 10 you should be targeting in market people because there are so many people that are in market. Basically meaning people who are looking for your service already. Now, what we've had basically an in-marketplace prompt where essentially we just paste this into our Claude project, and it basically ensures that people are only going to be in market that are targeting the ad, or the ad. Basically, what this prompt does is it makes the ad targeted towards people who are only in market and pushes away people who are maybe outside of the market, which is going to benefit our sales team, going to benefit our show rates, benefit literally everything. So make sure you're trying to target in-market people. Now, what is our ad campaign strategy, and how do we test ads? Essentially, when a new test, we add 25 unique ads to a launch and then supplement it with 10 ads a week. Obviously, we're trying different things every single week, and right now we're trying different things, but essentially our process looks like this. We ideate, we write, we record, we edit, and then we obviously put it into our testing campaign. $200 a day ABO, 1 image ad set, 1 video ad set, 10 images in the image ad set, 20 videos in the video ad set. Then essentially what we're going to do is we're validating concepts, finding winners. From there we're going to create variations of those winners and then add them into our process again, into our scaling campaign. As you can see here, we take winners from here, move them to our scaling campaign. 1 ad set per ad, or 1 ad set per angle, I should say. So essentially you may have 1 angle that's going after a specific person. Essentially you target, XYZ person, whatever, anything under the sun. You could have 2 image ads and 2 video ads inside that ad set with the scaling campaign CBO, and essentially just bump budgets on that as you go. Very, very simple. The main thing is obviously going to be the ads. Now, cold traffic VSL system. What system do we use? As you can see, our front end landing page, headline, sub headline, below the headline, whatever you want to call it, or our call out at the top. We've got our application, then we've got our student wins as well. Very, very simple. We like to keep it short and simple with cold traffic on the front page, just to make sure people do not get sidetracked or forget because their attention's so cooked. Now, essentially what we do, pattern interrupt AI hook for this client. Then we have a worldview confirmation, which is essentially making sure these guys realize it's not just people in the world, it's them as well. And then essentially what we do is we have our pain mirror and basically make sure these guys understand they're doing something wrong. We promise teas, and then we also qualify people. So essentially all the brokies that somehow got through our brokey filter over here are essentially leaving now because they understand, I don't have enough money for this, right? Then we have our mechanism teas, essentially giving these guys an idea on what we're actually teaching and why we teach it, as well as what's the benefit to it. We give a story and background, we give proof teas, we diagnose their problem, as well as give a bridge to why the solution to their problem is our mechanism. We give the mechanism stages, so the 3 stages of our mechanism. We future pace, we proof stack, so give them a bunch of results. We present our offer, then we give an ROI frame with no price, and then we have a 2-path close. So you can either do this and come back later, or you can do this now type of thing. That is simply how we write a VSL for cold traffic. Very, very, not simple, but it's like a pretty easy thing to follow once you've got the idea of it and once you've written one yourself. Now, when it comes to our application, we obviously have 5 questions. We have, can you commit 4 to 6 hours a week to this? Yes, no question. We have a multi-choice question. We have a contact info question. We have a goal question, so get these guys to actually write some stuff out to then increase intent because their time to apply is increased as well. Then obviously we have our average monthly income to qualify these guys. After that, these guys get lead scored. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to score these guys based on their monthly income, as well as obviously their occupation if they're going under an ICP. So essentially, triage calls are people who are quote unquote unqualified. So they're either unqualified because of their occupation or unqualified because of their income. Essentially, what happens is these do not get pixeled, and they go to a triage calendar, which is essentially a 15-minute call with the setter to qualify the lead, making sure these guys can then actually pay for the call, or pay and then get on a call with the closer. Other way is these guys do get pixeled. They book a call 45 to 60 minutes with the closer, and then essentially they get put into our sales cycle that I'm going to show you in a second. Obviously, this is more of a closing call to essentially close these guys, one call close ideally, even though the program prices is well into the 5 figures for some of these programs. Now, what does our back-end selling system look like? How do we do it, and how do we make sure these guys are, one, going to show up, and two, going to actually pick up the phone? First thing, we have a custom headline, and they've also got a sub headline here as well, which is super clear and super easy for these guys to show and make sure. After that, we've got a thank you video, which basically is like a mini webinar. It's like pretty long. Essentially, we've got all the videos on this page, as you can see here, all in this thank you video, divided up into chapters. Now, obviously, we've got your call is scheduled for, and then we've got our date as well, and then we've got confirm your session below. So essentially, these guys know when their call's booked for as well. They can add it to their calendar. They can expect a call from our head of administrations, which is our setter. They can also message our team on WhatsApp as well. Then we've got our full overview of the AI-assisted agency model, what it is, how it works, and how you can make money from it. And then we've got our breakout videos as well. Pretty stock standard. Obviously, we've got results as well down there. Pretty stock standard. Inside of this Gamma Doc review, we go through quite a few things. So we go through average client timelines, we go through personal results, and then we go through story, kind of the background of our creator and our client, as well as some stories from our other clients that we've actually helped mentor as well. And then we kind of go through the model, basically explaining it, as well as why this opportunity is for you, how our offer is different and how it works, what the program looks like on the inside, our expected ROI, our guarantee explained, also FAQs and common questions that people have, as well as obviously raw client interviews and client interview highlights. They can access this document by clicking this button here as well, so it's super easy for them to read through in their own time as well, and we do send this in the pre-call process along with that. Now, when it comes to our pre-call sequence, we've got around 9 emails we send out, which is pretty heavy, but again, you need it on cold traffic. The first email is a confirmation, which essentially says you're not confirmed for your call yet. Pick up the phone or reply to the SMS we're about to send you. Essentially what this is a setter calling these guys or messaging these guys within 60 seconds. Then we've got our social proof and outside perspectives. Email, which essentially goes out and gives perspectives on the model and how people are finding it and what like the general media is thinking of it, because a lot of people trust the media. Do what you will with that, but anyway, next thing we've got our price and cost. So how much does our program cost, what's it worth, and what kind of results are people seeing, just because we're talking to a more in-market demographic, a more affluent B2B demographic, even though it's still emotional selling. Next thing we've got is our niche model question. So what niche should these guys be choosing? What should these guys be going for, and what should these guys be trying to look into when it comes to the model itself? Then we've got success and expectations. So setting frame for the call, as well as setting frame for what client results have been like, and if we cherry pick results and that type of thing that just people have in the back of their mind that they may not even be thinking about, but we want to bring that up before the call to mitigate any chance of them being too scared to show up or not bothering to show up. Next thing we've got is timeline and logistics. So this is basically how long does it take to see results, what's required from me week to week, all the logistical side of things, the things that actually matter when it comes to inputs to cause your success, and kind of what happens if you are working, say, 12 hours a day type of thing, and backing that up with a successful testimonial on how people have been able to do it in your exact case. Then we have risk and worst case, so to literally tell them exactly what's going to happen if they don't see results, and what's going to happen if they don't try to do this, or the risk in doing this, right? Essentially, we basically make them explain it to them that, okay, you're literally just going to be in this exact same position that you're in if you do not try this now. Next thing is the support question. So what will they actually get inside the program? What's happening, and what type of results should they expect again? Basically just giving them more like confidence in the support that we give. The next thing is legitimacy and credibility. Essentially what this is figuring out if Jay's legit, showing if he's actually got results or not, and how he does the business model himself. Essentially, that's our pre-call sequence when it comes to emails. Also, SMS, we send a reminder 24 hours before, 60 minutes before, and 5 minutes before as well. Now, last but not least is our sales team. Obviously, this is arguably one of the most important things, because this is where the money's actually made. We've got 2 lead types, applications and booked calls. Every single lead is dialed within 60 seconds of opting in or booking a call. If we pick them up and they do get a pickup, we then confirm and qualify their call and basically add them to a 4-way group chat with the creator as well on a business number, so we can essentially act as the creator and send videos as the creator to then increase even more trust. Pretty cool. Next thing we do is we get them to consume 30 to 120 minutes of content. Pretty cool, to essentially mimic the organic sales cycle and get these guys essentially understanding, okay, this is who Jaden is, this is what the model is, and almost sell these guys. Pretty cool. Next thing we do, take the call, hopefully close them, right? But that does not always happen. Actually, majority of the time, people don't pick up within 60 seconds on the first dial. If we do get no pickup, which is probably 60% of the time, we send an SMS via the CRM, and then we call via WhatsApp and SMS. Along with that email that we've sent out over here, the confirmation email, we are creating 5 touch points within 10 minutes of someone opting in, which is pretty solid in my eyes. Now, obviously from here, people most likely pick up and contact is made. We then either DQ them, qualify them, or cancel them, obviously. And then if they are qualified, everything's good, we then obviously get them into this sequence here, get them going through things, as you can see. After that, we have our no pickup sequence. So essentially what happens if they don't pick up, we get the creator to then message them on IG via the setter. So the setter goes into the creator's IG, finds that lead, messages them, sends them a pre-recorded voice note, or sends them a pre-recorded kind of video that we send to every prospect to essentially get these guys to try and contact us. So again, we add like a 6th method of contact. Now, again, if we do have no pickup or no contact can be made after multiple attempts, we then cancel that call and kind of move on from there. Okay. I didn't actually show you guys what the WhatsApp group chat looked like, but I'll just give you an idea. So essentially what we're doing is we're sending results, sending videos, sending voice notes, also sending our thank you page to get these guys to go through and asking how these guys found it, as well as quizzing these guys on kind of what they've known and what they've went through and what they kind of know about the model as well. Just framing them as much pre-call as possible to get them to show up and then have higher commitment levels on that side of things. Now, this leads to higher connection rates for leads. It gives us far better show rates when it comes to cold and organic. For cold we can see 60 to 75% show rates, and then organic we can see up to 97% show rates, which is literally insane for offers using the method, because we know it works, and it definitely does work, because you're literally creating 5 points of contact within 5 to 10 minutes of a lead opting in. But yeah, this is essentially how we achieve anywhere from 5 to 10x ROAS. For this client and specifically, we're sitting at about 6.5x ROAS on cold VSL funnels on a consistent basis, as well as reaching insane stats like 97% show rates on organic offers. We were running solely organic traffic. So if you are a creator or coach and want to get access to us as an agency and want to kind of work with us one-on-one in a done for you or a done with you aspect, click the link below, book a call. If you're also an operator, a sales rep, or anyone trying to get into the space who maybe wants some free source or wants an idea on where they can start and what skills they should learn to then get into the space, flick me a message on Instagram, I'll link it below, or just watch another one of my YouTube videos, which I'll probably have linked below as well. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this, I hope you guys found some value, and take some notes, watch it again if you need to, and yeah, keep crushing it, keep scaling, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video or on my Instagram sometime very, very soon.